From Thailand's scenic beaches to Greenland's Arctic wilderness, there is no shortage of destinations just waiting to be explored this year.
Luckily, the New York Times has just revealed 52 places to go in 2025, with 2 Aussie cities making the exclusive list. For more, we're joined by travel editor Stephen Hiltner in New York. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about this year's list and, of course, more importantly, tell us about the #1 destination to visit.
Sir, thank you so much for having me. We're excited about this list this year. 2025 is the big year for travel. It is projected to be the year that travel returns to pre-pandemic levels and exceeds pre-pandemic levels, so it's a really big deal. The #1 place this year is Jane Austen's England. It is the 250th anniversary of her birth. So in Southwest England, where she was born, where she lived and wrote, there are a whole series of celebrations and festivals celebrating her life, her legacy, and of course the impact that she had on English literature. So it's an exciting place to be.
All right, let's move home. Sydney, luckily, has rounded it out this year's top 10. It is the second time it's made the cut. So from your perspective, what makes the city of Sydney so special?
Yes, and what we really look for with this list is reasons for people to travel to places this year in particular. And so there were 2 things that caught our attention with Sydney. First is the expanded metro, which is going to give travelers an easier way to access parts of the city that maybe they might not have seen before. And in addition, all of the public artwork that is in that metro system, which really caught our attention. And the second is maybe a little more niche. It's this new fish market that's supposed to open in Blackwattle Bay. It is a stunning building. We saw architectural renderings that really caught our attention, and we think that'll be an exciting place for visitors to go as well.
I love that he's done his research. He knows about the metro and the fish market.
I know you. Yeah, there's some real detail there I wasn't expecting, because that was always been one thing. You can get to Sydney, but once you're in Sydney, you can't get anywhere else.
Unless you had a car. Yes, that's right. Stephen, since the very first edition in 2005, Australia has appeared, I think, 20 times on the list. Which other Aussie destinations have featured?
Yeah, I actually went through and counted. I think it's been 24. So it has been more than 2 per year on average. And it's not too far behind France and Italy, which are the countries that we recommend the most. Uluru was on the list in 2023. We recognized it as one of the most important landmarks in the country. The Daintree Rainforest, I think, made it in 2022. The Great Barrier Reef in 2017. Of course, we recommended a lot of the major cities over the years. Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide. It's been well represented, I think, Australia has.
So how has the travel list and travel itself changed from your perspective over the past couple of decades?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to forget how much the world has changed in the last 20 years, right? When the list first launched in 2005, there was no iPhone, there was no Twitter, there was no Instagram, there was no YouTube. Facebook had launched the year before, but there was no social media really to speak of. And so, of course, that meant there were also no social media influencers. There was no Airbnb. All of those things that have come about in the last 20 years have really transformed not just the way that we travel, but the way that we plan our travel and the way that we share our travel. So in addition to the list this year, we also look back at the list over the last 20 years, and we sort of tracked how much the world of travel has changed through the lens of this list, which has really had a big impact on things.
And we're seeing a lot of revenge travel, I understand it, post-COVID. Can you talk us through that quickly?
Yeah, I think there's sort of 2 components, right? There is the idea that because you couldn't travel for a long period of time, people are trying to get back out into the world and take trips that they couldn't take. There is a bit of a darker side to it, I think, also, which is that not all travelers are behaving as well as they should be. According to some data that we had from the FAA, the reports of unruly passenger incidents on flights has really spiked, in particular in 2021, but it's still quite a bit above pre-pandemic levels. So I think that there's a little bit of a ferocity that people are taking with them as they travel still, in part because they couldn't get out during the pandemic.
Stephen Hiltner, thank you so much for your time. Lots of interesting stuff there to explore and to view the full list of places to go to in 2025. All you have to do is head to the website, which I believe is coming up on your screen.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my God. Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?